folks. Welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast. I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
I'm Wayne.
I'm Mitchell.
Yeah, all the way from New Iberia, Louisiana. Usually first caller.
He's really first
Hey,
now.
I'm not losing. I'm still the first caller. I called
Still
him
very
before the
first.
show even
First.
started.
Co-host.
Winning.
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 Wah, wah, wah.
There we go. That means it is time to start the show. I'm going to open up the phone lines. 813-618-7099 is the number.
Right off the bat this week.
I'm trying to.
Even without Mitchell burning up the phone, he's going to go ahead and open them right up. So
Well, because nobody ever calls early except for Mitchell, so I figured there'll be some dead air
Crazy man.
while we finish our conversations that we started pre-show.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
we'll
because
chat about
somebody
some
mentioned
stuff.
to
Yeah.
me Mitchell's
He's dialing in. He's going to call in anyway.
I just
There you
looked
go.
up. Y'all were mentioning Umbrella Academy's back.
Yeah, new season dropped yesterday.
Oh man, I loved that show.
it's so good.
Loved it.
It's a great show.
So good. Even though
You gotta
Mitchell's got
manage
some
expectations,
opinions.
though.
Yeah.
Season 3 has not been so good as season 2. I'm like 2/3 of the way done. So
Okay.
it's not like on the level of the new season of Stranger Things. I'm warning you.
It's different though, right? I mean, it's very different than what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
or
So
without giving anything away.
they're back to the present, but it's an alternate timeline, like you're saying, because of things they did when they were in the past. So that's cool, but the newness of that kind of faded quickly for me. But you guys might have a different opinion. The reason I brought it up, though, we were talking about just now. I just saw on GameFound there is an Umbrella Academy game. It's like a co-op game, kind of like a Gloomhaven-ish kind of thing, right? But it's based on the comics. So like whenever I first saw that name, I was like, ooh, I might want to back this. And then I started looking at the minis, and like they don't have the same names. Like Klaus is called Seance, and like, he's got like long, flowy hair, and it's too different for me.
So they didn't want to go get the rights to all the people to have to pay them all the royalties. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, they do. It's based on the comics, so they have the rights.
Oh,
it's just
so
in
it's
the
comic.
comics.
Gotcha.
He also goes by different names, and so
okay.
like, what Carlos is bringing up is the original Kickstarter. So I think what I've read is this GameFound is actually not doing very well because there was a Kickstarter, I don't know, a year or two ago.
I think I'm pulling that one up now.
Yes, and you look at the ratings, and it's garbage.
Yeah,
And so it was a total cash grab, and the game bombed. And so I've read and seen some comments that there's a lot of people who are unwilling to back this one just because they're fearful of it being as bad a game as the original one. But
different publisher and everything, I assume?
I think it is. It's
Okay.
totally different
Yeah, I think it
publishers
is.
and stuff, but it's just that because the IP was tainted by this horrible Kickstarter that there's a lot of people that aren't getting into it. But from what I read is this new game is actually pretty decent. It's a good game, and it's based upon the IP more than it is the Netflix series. So
Carlos,
but
pull
yeah,
up the
Carlos,
GameFound. Show off the.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is more of a minis game.
Yeah.
I think the other one is more of a card game.
Yeah, it was a card game.
Kill that
Whoa.
volume. Kill that
There
volume.
you go.
Hang on, let me figure out how to.
How to do technology?
I'm working on it.
There you go. Speaker volume down.
Do I
Yeah, it's
still?
only- it's
do I
only-
still have Mitch? Mitch, do I still have you?
Check. Mic check.
Oh, no, you
So I got to control the volume. Yeah.
Just control it on your
just-
browser.
Yeah, how do I mute it on here?
Right there.
Is that
There you
is that how
go.
that works?
That was
Yeah,
pause.
that's how that works.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it- hey, Mitch, we still got you?
Yeah.
Check.
There you
Mic
go.
check.
Technology.
This is fun. Let's just watch Carlos mess with technology.
For an hour.
We're gonna lose our 2 viewers.
Yeah. But no, this new one looks pretty good. And the artwork's kind of cool. It's definitely more comic based.
Which
Yeah, so
have you
some
read the
minis.
comics, Wayne? Oh my God, my Alexa's going off. I'm sorry.
We are professionals.
So I haven't read the comics. My wife has. So I've flipped through it to look at like the artwork. I haven't read it yet. My wife's a big fan. She's read all the comics, and she says the comics are way crazier than the TV show.
Yeah, I started reading the first one, and it was just so different that I couldn't latch onto it because I was going in with the viewpoint of the TV show.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. It's sort of like The Boys as well, or even like The Walking Dead. Like Walking Dead, The Boys, the Umbrella Academy is all based on comics, but they're vastly different than the comics and graphic novels that source material. So, but yeah, this one's barely even funding. It's only at like 30 or 40,000 euro, pound, whatever it is in. But that original Kickstarter blew up from 2 years ago, and it made a ton of money. And you saw the Board Game Geek ratings were like a 2 or a 3 across the board. So
That's crazy.
So not so good.
but that's an interesting topic of like
5 days
what
left,
happens
but it is
when
funded.
a IP releases a game that's so bad that it makes it hard for future games in that IP to do well. And this is a good example of it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Being a different publisher and stuff. I guess personally, just if you dig into it a little bit and you know that it's not the same people, then I would think I'd cut them a lot more slack. But I don't know. Yeah, I can see how one would carry over. Yeah. You get a bad taste of something, especially if you went in on that first one and you wasted money. It's like, all right, I'm done with that.
And it's like the difference between crowdfunding and retail.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to crowdfund that, but I'll go retail and maybe buy it because it's a different publisher and try it.
Yeah, maybe wait and see, wait for it to come out and then test it out then. Or wait and watch some reviews and stuff like I do. I tend to be a wait and see.
Yeah. All right, Mitch. What were your thoughts? You're the one that brought it up. Are you going in?
Whenever I saw that there was a game found, I was like, oh, I'm going to back this. And then I opened it up and I realized this is completely based on the comics. I didn't particularly enjoy the comics. The gameplay doesn't look horrible, but for me, there's a call.
Call coming in. Yep.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Barry from Tampa.
Hello,
hey,
Barry. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Just waiting at the airport pickup for an Uber.
Ah, gotcha. Doing the Uber thing.
So thought I would call in while waiting.
What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Mostly just Blood Bowl lately.
Okay, you're in Carlos's neighborhood there.
You're speaking my language.
To the tournament. Looking forward to the tournament coming up Saturday, the two-headed giant tournament.
Where's that one at?
That one's going to be in Oviedo.
Okay, Oviedo, Florida.
It's going to be 2 tournaments in one day. So doing 3 rounds of regular Blood Bowl, which is going to take at least 8 hours.
13 hours.
Right. And then another 3 rounds of Dungeon Bowl.
Oh, the new one.
What's Dungeon Bowl compared to Blood Bowl?
So imagine playing football inside of a dungeon.
And more randomness.
So like a dungeon crawler football game.
Okay, with like walls and doors.
A lot more randomness.
Corridors, walls, rooms.
Opening chests, finding weird stuff. Teleporters.
You don't know where the ball is. You don't know where the ball is. There's 6 chests out on the board. And one of them has the ball in it. So you got to run to each treasure chest, open it up to see if it's a ball. Usually it's a trap that kills you.
The other five have bombs in them that explode.
Sounds like fun.
So it's just random. There's no way to determine a chance that this is it not. Or okay, great.
Now your team isn't on the pitch when you get out there. Your team is in the dugout. In order to get in the pitch, you have to jump on a teleporter, go from the dugout into the dungeon. But the teleporter will randomly send you to different rooms. So you might show up in the enemy's room with an ogre who's going to punch your face in.
Carlos, that's not wholly true. You start off with 6 guys in your end zone. Then to bring anyone else in, they come in through the teleporter.
That guy gets randomly screwed by an ogre in some dark room.
This sounds like it's right up Mitchell's alley. Mitchell's going to love this one.
It sounds like utter chaos.
I have literally had guys teleport right next to an ogre just to be punched in the face.
Wow.
Yeah, I speak truth. I speak truth to power. No, Blood Bowl is a great game. It's a risk management game. Resource and risk management game with a football theme on it. It is a nice long game, good arc to it. Unlike these fast games, Blood Bowl plays long enough where you have an emotional roller coaster. Many times you're thinking you're winning and everything's great, then it all goes to crap, and then somehow you manage to eke it out with some long bomb Hail Mary. It doesn't get better than that.
Other than that, I'm still waiting for my Blacklist Series 1 fantasy miniatures, which I did on Kickstarter, to come. I've been waiting for like 2 years for those things.
I remember when that came out. That was like right around COVID times, like towards the beginning of it.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was a whole series of miniatures.
The entire world, minus like the United States, have gotten theirs. And ours are supposedly in a port somewhere, but, it's been months that they've apparently been sitting in this port.
You were looking to get these and paint them all up, right?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, and, but, yeah, still waiting on those. Other than that, I've gotten one other Kickstarter that I ordered like after that one came in, and one of the other ones that I ordered is supposedly shipping sometime soon. But yeah, the Blacklist Fantasy one still haven't got it. And it was funny on Facebook. They're like, "Do you want to order Blacklist Fantasy Series 2?" And I was like, "No, you still haven't given me my first one."
Heck no. Yeah, I'll get the first wave first. Yeah.
Sounds like they're hoping
Fool
to
me
sell two to
once.
get
Shame
funding
on you.
for. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fool me
Three times?
Fool me. Shame. Just shame.
Shame. Shame. Nice. So you're waiting for those to come in. You got anything else? Have you kickstarted anything else, or?
Yeah, I kickstarted a while back. They did a Kickstarter for what's that rally racing game that came out
Rallyman
a couple
GT.
years ago? Yes, they did it because they were coming out with a Rallyman Dirt, and one of the pledges you could do was the full pledge got you the new one with all of the expansions, but you also got the original game with all the expansions. And I wanted to get everything for the original, but trying to find it online, everyone wanted ridiculous prices for the expansion stuff. So I just backed the full Kickstarter for the Dirt version. So when that comes out, I'll get both the original game and the Dirt version.
That's a game I'm enjoying quite a bit on BGA. We've got a group of people in our Beans and Dice group that are playing a little tournament on BGA. And this is one that I didn't love so much on the tabletop. Carlos introduced it to me, probably 3 or 4 years ago. We played it a couple of times, but it was just a lot of dice rolling, a lot of randomness. I'm not sure why I'm liking it more on BGA, probably just because it's
I think you're understanding the rules now.
Yeah, I'm understanding. Yeah,
Getty
that's
got to
for sure.
teach us how to play.
Yeah, somebody taught us how to do it the right way, and so that definitely had something to do with it. And obviously on BGA, Board Game Arena, just for BGA, our shorthand here, Board Game Arena. It takes obviously the fiddliness out of it, having to roll dice, move the cars, clear the dice, do all that kind of stuff. Remember spin outs, remember putting tokens on or whatever. So
I think part of it too is like in the physical form when you're rolling the dice, that randomness feels worse.
Yeah,
than
I think
it
so.
rolling on the screen.
if you just
Like,
click on a thing.
it feels more strategic on the computer than it does on the tabletop, maybe because you're not rolling the dice physically. You're just flipping on the screen.
I could go with that, but I'm liking it a lot better on Board Game Arena than I did in person. So, but maybe we need to give it another shot on the tabletop, just because I haven't played it in a while. I know Carlos just played it at the game day the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to teach it to
teach it and play?
Diego, Michigal, Rachel, both Rachels.
Rachel's, yeah.
How'd that go?
It went well. Rachel Lee just walked away.
Did she?
Her car flipped over.
That's right. She came and played a game with me in the middle of the game. I was like, "You're just leaving that game?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's not my kind of game." So
She did her first role as an all-out. Barry, you know when you go all out, right? Have you read the rules, Barry?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
When you
played
go
it
all
or
out,
read
you
the
just
rules.
chuck all the dice, and you just let it go. You know, whatever happens, happens. And her car wrecked, and she's like, "That's it, I'm done."
yeah,
And walked away.
She wanted out. I was
First
like,
roll out.
"It's like you're not really just going to leave that game, are you?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I guess you could just take your car off the board and be done." So yeah.
I know a lot of the game is dice management. You know, how fast are you willing to go into turns, and you know, making sure that you're shifting gears and stuff.
Yeah, it's very strategic as far as laying out the dice. Again, as far as the turns only let you go up to a certain speed, so you really aren't allowed to push it to try to do more on the turns. But it's the way you lay out the dice to get to the turns and then coming out of the turns. But yeah, it's definitely a dice management. Definitely a lot of luck. It's a lot of pressure luck is one of the big mechanics here. And I find there's that flat out that Carlos talked about. You can just chuck all the dice and see what happens, or you can roll one die at a time and kind of decide when to stop. And the group of 6 we've got playing now, I think I've gone flat out. We're on our second game. We're playing 2 laps a game. The first game, I think I went flat out one time the whole race. I finished 3rd, which wasn't bad out of 6. This one I'm leading, and again, we're only, maybe a third of the way
One
through the
turn
race.
in,
Yeah, a
and
couple
everyone's
turns in. Yeah, everybody has wrecked except for me because I'm rolling the one die at a time.
And
but,
I actually should just go flat out every time because I end up rolling no matter
Well,
what.
if you roll them all anyway, you might as well.
Go right.
Because if you go flat out, you get rewarded with these little focus tokens that allow you to not have to roll dice in the future. So.
Barry, I want to play this dirt one. As soon as it comes in,
Yeah.
you got to make your way here to the studio and get it played on my table.
Well, maybe unbox it and play it here live. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, when it does come in, I definitely want to do that. But yeah, basically, that's the big Kickstarter that I'm waiting on. But they've been good about updating, saying, hey, you know, we've got the art finally where we want it. We're doing the processing. So I know it's still been out, but the company's been really good about keeping updates about where they are in the process.
Good.
All right, good hearing from you, buddy. I appreciate it.
So have a good one, guys.
Thanks for calling in,
Good night,
Barry.
Barry.
Good luck with the Uber.
Later.
Good night.
All right, Mitchell, we still got you on the audio, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I figured out how to separate the YouTube from your voice.
He's been
It
playing
took
with
me
it
a
for the
little
last
while.
10 minutes, so yeah.
I need to hire an
Been a
engineer.
little distracted over there, but yeah, that's all right. We got you.
If we had a Getty here, like things, it would be
You're
we
good.
would be like
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
the
Ultra
Beyond the
organized.
Sun of
Yeah.
podcasts.
Oh, beyond the sun. Yeah. There you go.
I tell you what. So spinning into the Kickstarter thing, I make a bold prediction, but Kickstarter's days are numbered.
Oh, God!
Yeah, I think so.
Did you see the
Yeah.
news from?
that's what it is. So,
yeah.
so
Oh, what was that?
There was a report that Game found, right? They said that it's already stolen like 15% of the Kickstarter board game world. Oh, and the
Call coming in.
Beans and Dice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Ness from Syracuse, New York.
Hello. Oh, you got a friend.
Hey, Syracuse. Yeah. there you
We
go.
have a New Yorker right here at the table. How you doing, Ness?
Oh, that's awesome. I'm doing pretty well, actually.
Good. What have you been up to?
Well, I think the last couple games I played have been 2-player games.
Okay.
I've been mostly, for board gaming, I've been mostly playing with my partner. As when I get together with my group of friends, we've been doing tabletop RPGs.
Nice.
So I've been buying more 2-player games. And I was very excited to finally get my copy of the Marauder expansion for Root a couple weeks ago.
Ah, yes. A popular game we haven't played a whole lot of. Carlos, you've played Root? Or
Never.
You still never played. Never played it. I played a couple of times. It's definitely one of those games, as you know, that it's kind of down the rabbit hole. If you get into Root and you really want to be good at it, you got to play it a lot. So, are you one of those big time Root players?
Probably not. I'm actually on the Leader Games Discord, Woodland Warriors, and everybody else there knows a lot more than me.
Okay.
Like I hear people talking about, the Crows, the Corvids, they're the worst faction, and I can't beat them. Anytime a friend of mine plays Corvids, everyone else loses.
Oh boy.
I got an unpopular opinion about Root. I know everybody loves the new expansions, is adding new factions, but for me, it's so hard to keep up because all of them are so asymmetric. I think I'm a base game purist with Root, just because there's no way to master all of it unless that's the only thing you're playing. Are you playing with all of them?
Yeah, actually, I like having as many options as possible. I'd say my favorite faction is the Lizard Cult, and that was from the first expansion. But I like trying out new things. I really like the asymmetry of it.
But what's frustrating whenever you're playing with 2 people, you have to look at the reach, right? And so it's really limiting. So like with base game, if you're playing with 2 people, you pretty much have to do the cats and the birds. And I understand why for interaction purposes. But I haven't played the most recent expansion. But at 2 players, is becoming more variable in which factions you can use?
Very much so. They've actually created a alternate method for selecting factions rather than reach. You just need to have one. You need to have one of the more like militaristic factions, like the cats, the birds, the moles, or the 2 new ones. And as long as someone else is playing, anything really, it should work out.
Do you play with the mechanical, like the AI? So there's a third in there?
Not yet. Actually, they added the, I forget what they're called, but they added like little people that you kind of trade between yourselves. Like you gain control of a couple additional pieces that have special abilities. And once a certain amount of turns runs out, you have to trade the little extra faction to your opponent. So it adds some more kind of variety to 2-player games.
Oh, that's interesting. Is this a game that you think you want to go further into? Again, like I say, I've heard a lot of people call it kind of a borderline, what we call lifestyle kind of game, that if you want to be good at it and you want to, really kind of be competitive at it, like Mitchell was saying, there's so many different options, there's so many different factions, they all play so differently that you really got to spend a lot of time in it. Is this a game that you think you'll lose yourself in, or are you going to kind of play it casual?
I think I'm just going to play it casually. Like my friends and I we enjoy sort of the social aspect of it, just getting around the table and creating like alliances and saying like, okay, we have to defeat my friend Dream because she's really gone off the board with the Eerie there. She has like 10 more points than all of us, or figuring out, like, teaming up together with the vagabond. Someone gets the dominance. That's actually how my friend Owen won his first game, was teaming up with me. I think I was a lizard cult, and I had gotten a dominance card out, and Owen was like, all right, well, I'm teaming up with you.
This game looks so cute, but it just feels like it's going to be so vicious.
It is not,
Oh,
not
yeah.
cute when you get into it. No.
It's deceptively cute looking. Ness, I have another question. You mentioned a dominance card. How often does the person who puts out a dominance card actually win in your game? Because I'm always so afraid to do that, because you have to control it a certain number until your next turn, and that's really, really tough. Do you see that leading to victory often?
I'd say in my case, when I play the dominance, I'm usually playing Lizard Cult. And it's about a 50-50 thing. Like I said, I'm not a super experienced player, but if you set yourself up really well, then play the dominance card, and you're able to kind of surprise folks, you often have a pretty good chance of victory. It just depends on, like, how much of a threat everyone else at the table thinks you are.
So are people in your games playing those dominance cards a lot, or is it a rare occurrence?
I'd say maybe about half of the games the dominance card comes out.
Wow. Okay. Definitely higher than in my plays.
Again, it's because I play Lizard Cult, I play Cats, I play a lot of factions that are dominance heavy.
Gotcha. How do you introduce someone new to the game? Because I haven't had a ton of success.
That's big.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had friends that it's like, hey, you love games like this. Let's play this game. And, like, I'll teach them the first game and they got it. And I'm like, okay, let's switch factions so you can understand it from a different perspective. And it's like, it just does not compute. They're like, I learned this game and now I have to learn a completely different game basically to play from a different faction. And now you're telling me they're coming out with more factions. It kind of breaks them a little bit. How do you approach that?
I tell them up front, this is a game where you can play as a number of different characters and they all win differently. And I give them, I say, who do you want to play? What are you most interested in? And sometimes we'll say, like, oh, the Otters have been very popular. Sometimes it's the Woodland Alliance. It's also very popular with my friends. And I'll just teach them that faction, and I'll teach them the basic rules. And then I'll also, I don't usually switch factions with people. If they come over another time and they want to play Root, I'll say, do you want to play the same faction or do you want to play another faction? I think a lot of people are just like, I just want to play this faction, but they can also kind of branch out and decide that, maybe I want to learn the moles today.
And that's, when this game first came out, I really wanted to play it. And then they quickly came out with a couple of expansions, and then it went Scythe, Terraforming Mars, Root. And it's like at a point where it's like, where do you
focus your attention?
I have not even given it a shot because I'm so afraid.
I'm the same thing. I want to play it, and then I was like, well, Steam has a sale right now, and the Root Steam thing is has
digital version is a great implementation.
Well, okay, you say that, but then
it's so good.
Diego just said the digital implementation of Root is amazing.
Amazing.
I just read it. I'm trying to read.
Supposedly it's really good. Yeah.
So maybe I buy the maybe I buy the Steam and we can play it.
I've do that, and I'll teach you on Steam.
Yeah, the digital version is a good way to learn it.
You own it on Steam too, Mitchell?
Yeah.
All
right, so we'll do it on StreamYard. There it is. We're all going to buy it on Steam, and then we're all going to play it on StreamYard Live.
That's part of the problem is
awesome.
When amazing games come out and then they quickly put out expansions.
Yes,
it's
like
hard
jumping
to,
the shark.
Where do you get into that game? And some of us gamers have a hard time going back to, like Mitchell just said, the base box. Just buy the base box.
But Getty says it's easy. Getty says the game is great. It's, as long as you learn all the factions.
Yeah, he says a massive learning curve. I don't consider that easy. Yeah.
All the factions.
So, Ness, something you said I'd like to go back to real quick. You said you asked people what faction they want to play. I feel like that could be dangerous. The first time I ever played, they said, who do you want to be? And Carlos calls me a hobbit. I love Lord of the Rings and I'm short and stuff like that. Anyway, so I wanted to play the river folk because hobbits are called the river folk. But the otters, I feel like that was not a good faction to play the first time because I didn't understand how important it was to have my items to be purchased, and like that was my path to victory. What do you do? Like, let's say they really like one that you don't think is on a complexity level good for a beginner. Do you kind of try to push them toward a different one? And if so, which one do you think is the best for beginners, or which ones?
Yeah, I think in that case, I would say, why don't we start you on something a little easier? I think obviously Marquis de Cat is probably the best for beginners. Like my mom can play Marquis de Cat, and I don't want to sell her short because she's pretty good at like Cartographers, Calico, Sagrada. She's great at spatial puzzle games. Root is not the kind of game she normally plays, but she knows board games somewhat. But she can play Marquis de Cat, and like Root's a pretty high complexity game. So I can. You can explain Marquis de Cat to someone pretty easily. Build buildings with wood. Put out more buildings, fight people. I also think the Vagabond is great for a lot of people to learn because people love the idea of just being the one guy running around.
Right. Yeah.
And you can just explain it to them as you're basically playing Legend of Zelda. In this asymmetric game.
Go get stuff.
Go get stuff.
Yeah, go get stuff, equip it, it gives you benefits.
Yeah.
And then go do the quests, flip over the item, to do the quest. It's honestly, I would say those probably like all the base game factions aren't super hard to play. I have had a lot of friends learn on the Corvids, which, sucks for me because I can never beat them.
Well, we'll
but
end
they're
off
not
with
actually too hard.
We'll end off with a comment from our buddy Barry. Dirty Trash Panda.
Yeah,
That's the Vagabond. Yeah.
Vagabond. But that the game is cool, but where do you jump in? And I think Barry also said, or Walt, said that where do you you don't buy this game if you're gonna play it a lot, but you don't know if you're gonna play it a lot until you've played it. So
it's kind of catch-22.
Notice it's not on my shelf.
Yeah,
it's one of those games you
made it
got
to my shelf.
to have a group, the right group to play.
Hopefully Steam Summer Sale puts a sale on the app.
That's a good idea. Wait for that.
We got an eye on it. Yeah, we're all watching it in our
sale
group
right now for like 20%. I'm gonna wait a couple more days and see if it goes even cheaper.
Nez, if they get it, we'll try to get a big game going. You can teach us your strategies for getting it down because I'm still not there.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Thanks for calling again, by the way. A month or so ago, right? I remember you called in.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Make sure you join up on the Discord. We've got a online gaming channel within our Discord.
A lot of BGA, Board Game Arena. Yep.
That's probably where when we get the sale going and buy the digital, that's probably where we're going to put it out there to say we'll play.
Awesome.
Appreciate you calling in, Ness. Great conversations every time you call.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You guys have a great night.
Take care. Thanks for calling.
Thanks.
That's Ness from Wayne's stomping grounds.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Way
kind of up there. Yeah, other side of the state. Yeah.
Closer than Florida.
It's all the same to me.
12-hour drive or 8-hour drive.
Phone lines open 813-618-7099. I think Root is seems to be something Louisiana enjoys out there.
Yeah, apparently. Well,
just
Root
the base game.
Oath
it's not. It's not the essential. He's just
not the essential edition.
This is a rare exception where I think just base is best, unless you know it and you've played it into the ground, because. Every faction you play, it's a completely different game. And so every time you add more factions, you have to relearn what you're doing, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the topic of these games that get big, bloated, tons of expansions, and how you get into it, is getting over the fact that I want to own it all. No, just buy the base box, start with the base box, play it. And if you don't like it, you can get rid of it. But if you do like it, then go ahead and get the expansions,
Rich, also known as Getty, says, have you guys seen the upcoming Days of Wonder game? Looks like some kind of vintage F1 thing. I'm not familiar with it.
I don't know. No.
Days of Wonder. They usually do like one game a year, right? And
yes,
one big game
that was their big thing. Is like one big
really
great
good game. Yeah, and sometimes, most of the time they hit. Sometimes they don't.
Vintage F1. All right, Carlos is doing a quick Days of Wonder search here to see what's coming up. But no, I haven't heard anything new. I like racing games. We actually just played live right before the show tonight. We did a quick live stream of Flamme Rouge. Wayne had never played before, so we got that in. And that's one of my top couple of racing games. That's probably my preference for the quick light. I like Jamaica quite a bit. I know a lot of people like Jamaica. Jamaica's okay to me. It's pretty good, but that's kind of on par with Jamaica. I think you can teach that game, Flamme Rouge, to most people can pick that up and
they
play.
Do like Days of Wonder 2022 release or something.
Oh, it looks like it's on their Facebook. Oh, there might
go.
be YouTube here.
There we go.
I'm getting better at this.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me share it with the people. How
Yeah,
about
said
show
it's
that?
everybody
called
else. Otherwise, they're
Heat.
just watching us sit here looking over at the side
Heat,
screen.
man. Look at that. That looks cool.
Heat, huh? Huh. Yeah, it's very, very vintage. That looks like what, 1950s?
No, that's more like
Is that before?
Oh wow, it looks like it's still
30s,
very early,
yeah.
at least in this video.
30s, 40s. Yeah. Oh yeah, look, that's prototype, obviously.
Yeah, this looks like hot garbage at this point.
Well, interesting though.
there might be a
That's,
newer video than that.
That's kind of
probably,
interesting, but I know we're big fans of.
No, this is June 11th of 2022.
There you go.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Very early stages.
So we're big fans of Thunder Alley. That's one of our the NASCAR racing strategic. There's a lot of luck in that game, but team building, messing with each other, temporary alliances kind of game. That's a fun one that we play a lot. But
But Days of Wonder is a game that, well, totally off on that topic of that's a topic for future thought is going through their one big release a year and yay or naying it, But
Ron just posted in the chat. I think this might be a hint. What's the topic for tonight? We're more than halfway through. We haven't gotten close to it.
I don't know.
Is
that we
there
have a
ever
particular
really a
this
topic,
week.
Ron?
Yeah.
Like my ADD brain just don't
It
work
says
like that.
Viticulture World unboxing on the YouTube.
Does it say that? Did
Yeah.
we say that?
There you go.
We said that.
Yeah. So that's what everybody's waiting for now. So
Maybe, yeah.
that's what people are coming.
False
They're waiting for the
advertising.
Viticulture World.
Yeah.
Yeah. We better get to that. Before we're
Wayne,
done.
the box is
I
out,
can.
out the
I'll
grab it.
curtain.
You got it. All right,
Fine,
Wayne's gonna
I'll
slip
go
over there and grab it.
Yeah. Wow. How did I?
Well, I'm glad Rich, or not Rich, glad Ron reeled us in on that one because, we talked about it before. We're like, we need a topic for tonight. It was like, oh, okay. Well, Wayne got the Viticulture World. So we were talking about unboxing that last week, but we had a guest last week at an interview that we did. So, but here it is. Wayne just plopped it on the chair. He'll be back on screen in a moment.
What's
but
up? We got BJ in the chat. Board Game Gumbo.
Hey,
Board
BJ,
Game
what's
Gumbo.
up?
Another fan of Maglub
my gosh.
Metro.
Hey, look,
Where'd
you can't
Rob
see me.
go?
I'm completely gone. I'm back here still.
Hey,
I
you
promise.
don't know this, but that is a reference to Umbrella Academy Season 3. I would just say that. A big box.
Okay. Where did Rob go? Yeah. All right.
Well, not where did
All right.
Rob go, but the box.
Oh, the box. Oh, okay. Here we go. So, we're
So
doing
you
a
guys
live
still
unboxing
haven't
right
played
now.
this, right?
No build up. No. We talked about maybe trying to get a game in tonight, but we figured we better do a lighter, quicker Flamme Rouge.
Diego says,
Make sure we
"Open
get
the
it in.
box. Open up the box."
I don't know. Did
Man,
you
I've
want to
seen
reveal
some
this, or do you want to
pictures
take this under the table? But
that's fine.
yeah,
of the
this was just
packaging.
some promos, some expansion decks.
I tell you
Rolling
what,
Realms?
board game packaging.
Rolling Realms?
No one beats Miniature Market.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Stonemaier.
You want to go to
No,
the-
flat out, Miniature Market does some of the best board game packing I've ever seen. It's not the little bubbles; it's like the big bubbles. Oh, there's Wayne. There's a shot of Wayne, a close up him trying to get the boxes open.
Gonna go to the overhead shot here. There you go. So these are some Rolling Realms expansions: the Viticulture World, Terra Mystica. Let's see, that one's
Wait,
Rolling
did you just say
Realms.
Viticulture World? There's a Viticulture World. There's an expansion of an
Oh,
expansion.
I'm sorry. No. These are actually the replacement cards for the Viticulture World. Sorry, that's a separate thing.
Oh, for the Latin
That's not
America.
Rolling Realms. Yeah, for the cards that they changed. And then Libertalia is the last Rolling Realms expansion. My bad. But so we'll get those out of the way because hopefully what people want to see is Viticulture World here. So we'll get this live, impromptu, quick unboxing. Or I'll let you do it. You run it. You take the top off. Take your top
God.
off.
No, Wayne, don't.
Take your
Please
top
don't.
off, Wayne.
Please don't. We'll pay you. Just keep it on.
God no. What did I do?
It's
Oh,
upside
that's
down.
actually very packed well.
Oh yeah, it's upside down. Let's our 180 it. Everything orient this
Well,
way.
Rob, he took the box out. Rob moved the cardboard box with nothing in it.
Yeah, there you go. There, it's right side up.
All right. It's not quite the size of the Scythe big box.
So it is numbered 719 out of 8,400.
719.
719.
The
not
print
bad.
run was 8,400.
I'm surprised it was that low, actually. I thought there'd be
Yeah, I am too. I would think it'd be a little higher.
Reason why it sold out within like a day. Right?
Yeah, that's another whole topic. I know Bonacor was just talking about that, limiting your runs to try to beef up the buzz. But that's
Monocore's
a whole
just
other
jealous that,
Yeah, exactly. he didn't come up with viticulture. Yeah.
that we're
Hey, he's
Wingspan
out of the game
and-
now anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got Terraforming Mars, so that's enough said. But yeah, get this out of the way.
That box was
He
cool.
put it
I
upside
think
down.
Bonacore's got enough money.
Upside
I
down.
think he's fine.
Yeah, come this way.
He had enough money from his Goldman Sachs or.
Speaking of Bonacore, thanks to BJ, Board Game Gumbo, in the chat. Thank you, BJ. Hooked us up with Bonacore, and I believe we're going to be able to get you the call-in show Thursday of Dice Tower convention live from Dice Tower with our guest host, the podfather of gaming himself, Stephen Bonacore.
Yeah, from the bar at Dice Tower.
From
right?
the bar
Yeah.
at Dice Tower.
That was his stipulation. He said he would do the interview, but it had to be from the bar.
So I guess we got to buy him a drink.
You're doing everything in your power to make me regret not going to this.
Exactly. We're going to have drinks and interview Stephen
Yeah, I know.
Bonacore on the show at the bar.
I was doing his happy hours during the pandemic, and they were awesome. It was really cool that he did that. So go ahead.
I just was going to hold these up a little closer so people can see. These are the rule books, the cooperative expansion of Viticulture. Solo play. Okay, this other little thinner book here, just 4 pages, is the solo play rules, and then we've got the main game rules. This is the what do they call this paper? The
linen finish.
The linen finish. Yeah, so it's got the textured finish on it. Very nice. The main rule book for Viticulture World is going to be looks like 8 pages from front to back. So not a lot of rules. I like that. A lot of nice illustrations, as you could imagine. Nice, pretty pictures here. In the rule book, I gotta get it.
Only Robert would flip through just the rules.
The rule book. Yeah, we're just going to do the rule book tonight. Come back to next week to see the actual game components. Yeah,
We'll punch it next week.
yeah exactly.
Break the
We're
seal.
gonna
the
stretch
following
this
week.
thing out.
We've got the upgrade tiles that go on the board. From what I understand, there's 2 different upgrade areas. You may know a lot better than I, Wayne. So you can speak
That's
more
the
about
coolest part. One of the coolest parts of the game. You can make
that's
the
right.
spaces better.
Mitchell's played this. Yep.
You can make the actions better, or you can put it on where the workers go to let you put an infinite number of workers there and also get the extra benefit if it's what's called a trained worker, which is one that you remove its hat by upgrading it, or if it's a grande.
Very nice. Very nice. And we got a double-sided board here. Is the double-sided depending on the number of players?
I do not know the answer to that
No,
question.
so the double-sided is if you're playing with Tuscany expansion.
Oh, just burn that side.
With the and versus
Wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, or so you have so this side has the
Oh, the buildings. Yeah,
the buildings and the expansion.
All the extra
some of
cards.
expansion pieces. Yeah.
Turn this over without messing up the board here. Be real
Rip it.
careful.
Really, Mitchell?
Oh, it's Wayne's. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's my copy.
I'll be nice to Wayne.
There you go.
It's not Carlos's. Yeah. This is the Viticulture World side here without the. So you can play the game with or without the Tuscany expansion.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you can play
Gotcha.
Essentials. Carlos's Essentials.
You can play it Carlos's way or you can
Or
play it Mitchell's way.
Yeah.
So we have
The right
options
way
here.
or the wrong way?
Yeah, there you go.
We let the audience decide which one is right or wrong for them. So then, go ahead.
I'm unpacking there.
You're
I
unpacking
might be able to see it better than you can.
Yeah, you can
just
see it better than I
from
can
your
over there.
angle. So
This is Wayne's copy. It did come in while Wayne was away on vacation. I chose to leave it in the box.
I
I
feel
did
free
not-
to. You could have done.
You
this,
said
but,
so.
yeah.
I did not want to get into it without
You're more
you, Wayne.
disciplined than I am.
Nah, it's all good.
It's just a space divider there, which
They
is
forgot to put all the components in the box.
expansion components are going to go in there. Yeah, you're going to fill in that space at least. So
I think Kyle said he had to set aside a whole night to get it all reorganized.
Yeah, this will be like tomorrow at work. I'm going to.
Shh, don't tell his boss. This is what he's doing at work tomorrow. He's going to spend the day sorting and displaying.
Because I literally have everything ever made for viticulture, so this will be interesting to see how it
Wayne,
all
do
fit
you
in there,
sleeve?
so. I do not.
Okay. My buddy was complaining. He said one of those, I don't know which one it is, like with sleeve cards, the lid will not go on. So I guess it won't be a
Are you
problem.
serious?
Won't matter for
Interesting.
me.
Yeah. Sleeves are evil, but I just mentioned our viewership just spiked up by like 4 or 5 viewers. So
Did it now?
yeah, it's really kind of crazy. But yeah. Anyway, so got
I
all
like the trays.
these
I mean,
containers, yeah, all
yeah.
nice lids. It's all pretty snug fit there.
And I like how. So what I'll point out with the trays is the lid tops are a good inch long. So when you put the lid on, it's not like barely holding on. It's
yeah.
on there by at least a good inch.
I was gonna say they're snug. Yeah,
Yeah.
when they go on there, it almost feels like they kind of clip in, but they've got these little indentations,
The grooves, yeah.
there
Yeah.
that they kind of
They're
snap into.
not quite game
Oh.
trays, maybe. But
Yeah,
it's
and actually, I just noticed on the corners, the corners are notched, so that's where I'm feeling the little snap when it comes in and out. You probably aren't going to be able to see that at all on the camera, but
I
there's
see
Yeah, we can see it.
little notches there on the corners that.
I think he did that with Libertalia.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
Where the Libertalia clips actually kind of almost feel like it clips in there a little bit.
Interesting. No,
Wayne,
where I can't see, I'm gonna
vertical,
stand up here.
horizontal
Hey, look,
storage.
We bust out
I'm a vertical storage.
we bust out the viticulture box and we make double digits.
And I do like
as
it.
Rich said.
What I do,
double digit viewers.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I saw people posting today too. Like whether you store this vertical or horizontal, the different on the side of the box, which we'll look at in a second, will show different things. Like
interesting.
Stonemaier games and
Oh,
viticulture.
cool.
And someone was complaining that the vertical storage looks better than the horizontal. and it didn't have something. He said, well, we tried to make it look like an actual wine crate. So like if you turn a wine crate sideways versus whatever, it's going to look different. So
No,
I see that.
no,
That is
this
really cool.
this cannot go.
We'll see.
No.
Well, we'll
Let's
test it
finish
out.
this.
We'll
We'll
test it
check
out
that
in
just a second.
yes.
But yeah, let's
That
look
tray
back.
you're
Let's
showing
see.
right there, that's the one that if you're vertical storing, it gets all messed up, according to Jeremy.
But why would you
I'll put
vertical
some filler
store
in there.
this?
And
Like
you could kind of see that.
that'd be like almost vertical storing my Scythe big box. Why would you do that?
Yeah, all these cards
I'll
would
let you
fall
know
out.
how it works out.
Although I'm going to try just snapping this. I'm obviously not going to ruin your components, but I
That's
just
fine.
want to snap this.
Shake
on
it,
and
Robert.
see.
Shake it like a
Yeah,
Polaroid
shake it
picture.
like crazy. I don't know if
I
there's a
don't
good camera. Go back to that side camera.
Yeah, I don't think that would really mess it up.
Here,
I
I'll
think,
zoom
I
it
think
out.
depends
But they're
make
all
people
still connected together, though. Whenever those little bands are off,
Yeah, we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But the other thing too is I might save bands like that. You know, I
Yeah,
have
fair
similar
enough.
things, but yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a little view of what we see, so y'all can get an idea what the studio's like. I'm
Behind
sure.
the scenes.
That
And
looks
people want to
cool,
see
though.
Viticulture World.
All right, back to Viticulture
We'll do,
World.
we'll do definitely be doing a playthrough of this.
Like
we're
Rob
gonna do a
says, I'm
live
gonna make
play.
people sick.
Yeah, we're going to
Stop
do
Yeah,
that.
you know, they did
live
kind
play. I
of
can't
mess up
wait.
a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, they did slip
figure it out.
apart a little bit. Yes, without those bands, it would make a difference. But so these are all the cards for anybody who doesn't know. And again, I'm probably the least qualified to talk about this. But there are how many different?
And he continues going.
So there are
No,
six,
he's the
I'm
least
asking for help.
qualified.
I'm asking for help.
so
I
there,
said
there
how
are
many?
six. There are six in there in the
Six,
base box,
yeah.
and that's what this one pack that came with it is.
Mhm.
Is this is the expansion first game continent, which is based on his oh my god, brain his legacy game.
Charterstone.
Charterstone.
Oh,
This is
there
a
you go.
Charterstone
Yeah.
pack, and then this is the pack that replaces the Conquistadors.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, two different separates.
two different separate packs that come with them. Yeah.
Cool.
So, move out of the way, Carlos. Go ahead, throw the top back on it, and let's see what it looks like from various.
My hands are busy.
yeah,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
yeah. So there's
man,
the
that
top.
looks nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of the poor, Borgen Gumbo says, I'm bringing the beer and Bonacore. Y'all bring the mics.
Yeah.
There you go. There
That's
you go.
what we're going to do.
Appreciate
So
it. That'll
like
work.
when I store it vertically, it's probably going to be like that. So you're going to have the
Yeah.
viticulture
I
wine
see it.
crate and then the wines on that side. So that'll be
I
facing
love that.
outward.
The
So
the
that-
arch, the St. Louis arch
Yeah, that'll be.
with the grape in it is just awesome.
But when you store it
Yep.
flat, there's
You got two sides to
you
choose
got
from.
two sides to choose from, three sides.
Put it
to
back
choose
on,
from.
on the
yeah.
other side. That looks like almost like a stain, like
yeah,
a
like
Yeah.
wine bottle stain.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That
yeah.
was intentional. Yeah.
It's wood grain. There's like wine bottle stains all throughout it. It's really nice.
Diego
box.
says, open the hats. Open the hats.
Oh,
Oh.
the little rubber hats.
The little
there
rubber
you
hats.
go. Yeah.
The fiddliest
Oh,
part of this
wait, what are
game.
those?
What hats?
The what?
Rubber hats.
Okay.
Don't be making fun of my New York
No,
accent.
it's just I don't know what those are. I've never used those.
Rubber hats.
Hence
So
the
one
four
thing
pieces.
that
He's
that
making
gets a
a
little confusing
bad
with
joke.
these hats is, and Jeremy brought this up, there are player colors that are blue and yellow. And so you sometimes you just think, hey, I'm yellow, let me grab all the yellows, and you're going
Oh,
to
Robert's gonna grab everything with a blue hat.
A blue hat will be on my my
But
stack
it,
for sure.
it corresponds
rubber?
to the two seasons. That's why it's yellow and blue.
Got it.
They're nice though.
Well, okay. What do the hats do?
So
The
it
hats
so
symbolize
you,
that they're a crappy worker. When you take the hat off, they get better.
not only that, but it limits what season you can put them in.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Is that what makes them crappy? Is because they're limited to a season?
Yeah, yellow hat
Plus-
only goes in the summer or
Plus, whenever you upgrade the spots to put bonuses on them, the untrained workers, the one with the hat, don't get the bonus.
Untrained worker. Don't get. Oh, they're
with
not
the hat, they
eligible
don't
to
get the
grab a bonus.
Yeah.
Correct. So you start with
Train 'em up.
5 workers, and instead of buying new workers, training new workers, you're just upgrading workers in that space.
Is there a module for incorporating some of those things into a competitive version of the game?
I don't think
There's
there
been-
is officially, but there's no reason you couldn't.
Right.
I don't
I've
think.
already heard some talk online. It's probably on BGG that people have talked about different ways to use the hats in the regular game to denote different things, and using some of this stuff in the regular game.
The box, regardless of Viticulture World, this is what I've been waiting on because I've got
The storage solution.
I've got
Yeah.
both of those boxes I have the original Viticulture and now and Essentials. Putting it all in that one box is going to be nice. I think it'll look, really nice on the shelf. Look at the bottom; it's got 2 wine bottle stains on the bottom.
yeah.
That's really pretty cool. It came out really well, and this right here sells me 100% on the Wingspan box. It's coming out later this
Oh
year.
yeah, the
too.
nesting box. Yeah.
Like the Wingspan boxes like this sold.
Gady's got a great idea, Rich. A way to handicap the better players is to start their meeples off with the hat.
that's
There you go.
Oh, there you
big
go.
handicap.
Maybe give them one of each hat.
Like, yeah, just one of each hat. You know, that's not a bad idea.
And play against the kids that way and really try to beat them.
Yeah. There's been some.
Because the thing is, I can't hold back. Like when I play, even against my own kids, I can't let them win.
Yeah, gotta.
This is why my oldest hates board games.
Got to beat them all. Beat them all.
BJ says, how about an after show at DTE, Dr. Gumbo's Guitar Jam and Bottle Share?
There you go.
I'm actually down for that.
Yeah, put it together.
What kind of bottles are we talking about?
Yeah. Bottle of something.
Bringing
I think he just means water, guys.
Oh,
bottled water. Bottled water.
I'm out. I'm out right away.
I have a feeling Wayne's going to book a room at the hotel and just like be around the activities.
Killing me.
If anybody's got any questions, anybody wants to talk about anything, anybody wants to show something in particular,
It is a call-in show.
813-618-7099. The phone line is open right now.
In the meantime, we can thoughts initially on the box. I mean,
Well, I got to watch a gameplay.
the
Board Game Gumbo
Board Game was a great gameplay.
did a gameplay. They had a few good folks on there.
Maybe.
One really short jerk.
Made me real excited to play this game though. Watching Board Game Gumbo play and watching Mitch play.
Yeah, we were on there just messing around the whole time, chatting. That was great. That was a good time. I got to say, I was glad to see it was difficult.
Yeah.
So the difficulty
not
of the
too
game
easy.
is important.
And with the different continents, I mean, that's got from what I hear, there's some variability there. There's obviously different mechanics that are, well, I can't say obviously. There are different mechanics for each one of them, slightly different, but I've heard that they are different difficulties. I think they ramp up from what I heard as you play through them.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is, though, it seems like as you learn the decks, it's going to get easier because you know what to expect. So it's not like a legacy game that it changes. Just like, hey, what continent we're doing? That's the cards we're using. So once you get a few cycles, you're like, because the thing is, at least in the one we played, it's like people you're hiring to help you out. And like early on, it's like, oh, he's really good. Let me buy him. But if you buy another one, you have to switch it out. So if you just hold out and wait for the best one, you know, that can affect gameplay.
The one thing I've read is people say that, you know, like as you play through them, you'll learn it. But I think maybe it was Rado or somebody else said, well, one way to make it difficult is these are in a certain order, the cards, right? And it's set to be, you know, the cards order is set to play well. Shuffle it up so that like it's more randomized. And that could make it really easy or it can make it really hard because the cards you need don't come out right away. That could be, you know,
some way to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, but it's a way to play. I think I'll steal from Board Game Gumbo. BJ he said this is a great game if you have a bunch of couples hanging out, which is my game group a lot of times hanging out. We're BSing, playing instead of it's super competitive, playing it cooperatively. Makes it more of a social game.
Hey Wayne, there's BJ says there's tons of gaming in the hotel all con.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You don't even need a ticket.
Yeah, for sure.
There's still some people I saw on Facebook trying to transfer their tickets.
Yeah, there's people getting rid of tickets.
I know you got work, but
well, I'm coming back from a work conference, like as you
as we're heading out.
So we'll see.
And just getting back to this, I mean, even if just beating each one of the different continents, I mean, it's probably going to take you a couple of plays.
Yeah,
and so we get back to just the economy or the value that we get out of this hobby, out of board gaming, versus going to see a movie or doing so many other things that you can do. I mean, even if you only play enough times to beat each continent one time, even if that replayability is not there to go back and do it over and over again, I mean, you're going to get probably 20 plays out of it, going through it.
Yeah,
so
which is Pandemic Legacy.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
and to me, like, so if you bought this expansion by itself, it was $30 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's well worth it.
Yeah.
When you bought the expansion with the wine crate, I can't remember the price, but the price of this was ridiculous.
Yeah, with the champion discount and
oh my god, even without the champion discount, even MSRP. So worth it because if you own viticulture and you want a storage solution because you own viticulture in Tuscany, this wine crate is well worth it, and it basically comes with the expansion. Done. And the same thing that's going to happen with Wingspan later this year. You're going to get the Wingspan big nesting box, and it's going to come with an expansion in it.
Oh yeah, BJ says there's more cards than you need for each scenario.
So each scenario itself is going to be different. So you're probably going to be burning some cards each time. They won't all be shown.
Interesting.
And then I'm sure there'll be more expansions like the Charterstone one as well. Pick up for a couple bucks at a few times a year, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could easily come up with another pack of cards.
Another continent. Well, yeah. Let's invent another continent. But yeah.
Well, no, but there could be regions. So like, there's the European continent, but you can go back to Rhine Valley or Tuscany or you know, Rome or France,
California.
California. You know, be more. You know, right now each one is based on a continent, but you could get more granular and look at specific countries, specific reasons. Yeah. I mean, even just in California, you have the Russian River Valley versus Napa Valley. Totally different.
So
ones.
how are you working together in this game? So it's
a points thing. You have to get everybody up.
Everybody has to get to the point total of 20.
Yeah.
Each player has to get to 20
by the end of the game.
Plus, there's influence based on your player count. Like at 3 or more players or 4 more players, you have to get to 10 influence, which is like a completely separate track. Which there's an action that you spend, I think, $8 to gain an influence, which is the most inefficient way to do it. Because if you're spending $8 10 times, that's a lot of other stuff you're missing out on. But there are other ways to do that. There's like some of the cards that come out. It's like, hey, if you get this card, whenever you get it, if you're in last place, then you get an influence. So it makes you work together sometimes to make it more optimal.
But what if you have a player like me who tends to be like really not great,
way behind?
So that's how BJ did during the playthrough. And
how is it that we cooperatively help? Like,
well, you can trade resources. Your grande worker can trade anything
outside of telling me what to do. Like, I think. Not alpha gaming it.
Rich had a good question there. Is there a clock? No, it's a number of turns. It's what, 6 turns, 5 turns?
6 rounds. Yep.
Six rounds. Yeah, so, okay. That's it.
So 6 years.
Yep.
Which is not a lot.
That is not a lot. We play a lot more than 6 in a regular
I felt like we would have had
game.
it with 1 more year, which I think Wayne, you said.
Yeah,
Jamie said like add a year.
So yeah, we're in the game we're currently playing on BGA.
We're on year 7, and we're not even over 16 points. We're like in year 7.
One of us is over 16.
And the game definitely escalates.
I'm just saying, it's the red player.
You're going to rack up some points later in the game.
I don't know who that Vortex guy is. But
yeah, fair enough.
It's totally off top. It's viticulture, but it's so Mr. G's and I are in the Stonemaier Games Viticulture Tournament on BGA.
Oh, nice.
And my game finished real quick. we were done in like 2 days playing async. And these were some serious players, man. Like I finished with 21 points and came in 3rd.
Oh wow!
Third.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Mr. G's in a game that's still going on. Like he's like this game's taking forever. They're so slow. But so I got bounced from the tournament in the first round, and I scored 21 points.
That was me doing the Scythe tournament. Like,
yeah,
I haven't played the game since.
I was like, what is going on, man?
Ruined
it for you. Some really good players. I mean, like I went from 15 to 21 in the last round, and there were some people that went from like 15 to like 24 in the last.
So we
round.
have 6 rounds to get each player to 20 points
and get 10 influence.
Is there an increase or a higher scale of points in this game compared to Viticulture? Or is it really the same similar ramp up?
The only difference is, again, it may be different if it's not South America, but in South America, there are different people that those are the cards that we're flipping every round. And you can pay some kind of cost to get one of these people. It may give you an immediate benefit, and then it gives you a passive benefit, but you can only have one of those. Those cards help a little bit, but it wasn't anything like groundbreaking. Like I think go ahead.
No, finish. Go ahead.
One of us, it was like whoever gets this card, if they're in last place, they get a free point, 1 point, and then every time that they pay for influence, they pay like $3 less. So now it's $5 if that specific person is buying the influence. So it helped, but it wasn't like game breaking the cards.
I don't want to hear this. That's Carlos stuff. Because I think you won like 2 of the last 3 times we played. So I don't even want to hear that crap.
I think one of the ramp ups though is everyone starts with all their workers. So you're not paying to train workers.
Okay, so you're preluding it.
You're a little bit. Yeah. The only difference is you have to take the little hats off the dudes, right? So like you are.
So you get all your workers, but they're not.
You have
trained.
You can only use half and half in the two semesters.
You get 4 basic untrained workers and a grande, so you have 5 total. Yeah.
That makes sense.
A little bit. Yeah.
It helps me.
That
like I wasn't even going to try to play after watching y'all get stomped, and then you're telling me I got to get 20 points in 6 seasons or 6 years.
You still get mamas and papas cards, so you'll get like some money, or you'll get
the prelude.
You'll get irrigation or the trellis or something.
Right. Yeah, but that's standard. That's basic in the game.
But then you also start with all the workers.
That makes a difference.
Don't forget, you can also upgrade the spaces to make them better. So like the space might be like draw 3 green cards, keep 2 instead of just draw 1 green card. But it's hard because every round you get 4 enhancements that pop up, and you have to decide which of these are going to help me get to the end of the game. if I spend time getting these enhancements, one, I'm spending money that I could be using on other things, and two, I'm spending workers that I could be using to get points. So it's like the cost benefit, some really tough decisions. So basically every round, everything would flip out and we'd be like, all right, guys, what do we want to do? Which of these enhancements are worth it? So it creates unique decision points, but also those things. Yes.
Don't say green card too many times around Carlos. He gets nervous.
That's why I love Robert. He gets me. This is why I always take the green player. Always.
Green go.
Yep, it's greens go.
Green go.
And then hand me the green card.
Yeah.
And then I get to watch your faces get uncomfortable. It's awesome. I love it. You get me.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I understand. Like when we talked about it and the 20 points, I didn't get it. Like the game is already hard enough to get to 21.
But it's ramped up.
And we play like 10, 15 years.
No, usually like 7 or 8.
Not that
usually
many.
7 or 8 years.
I mean, what'd you say? Year 7
Year
over there?
7, and I'm gonna be
this last round.
I'll be over 20
You're gonna
this
be over
year
20. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Somebody's going to make a wine and get some
Yeah,
points.
this is the last year.
Yeah.
Carlos's dejected face right
Come
then
on,
when Wayne
we
just
got-
told him it's in
I got
this
like
round this
one
year.
purple card left.
Scroll down. Scroll down. Keep going. There you go. See, look at all those wine I got there.
Oh, he's going to make all those wines and
Oh, look at all the cards he has. Yeah, Wayne's shutting this down.
turn in some orders. Yeah.
How do you train a worker to remove the hat?
It's just like whenever you buy a new worker.
Space on the
Same.
board.
Yeah,
And is it cost 4?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so you have access to
4
them, you're
minus
just
3
not
for the first
trained.
one.
We got it
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
We can look on the board, right?
Look on it. Yep.
I can grab it. It's too slippery. It's too new. Pay
Scuff it.
4.
You gotta
4 to
scuff
train.
it up a bit.
Yeah.
But that's a space you could probably upgrade to make it even cheaper.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to see that. But yeah,
All
it
right,
says
so
pay
now
4 to train.
I'm
Yeah.
interested in playing. I wasn't at first, like it just because it took
Scared
a
him
while
off.
for me to fall. It took a while for me to fall in love with viticulture as it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Non-Tuscany viticulture.
Even though Jamie made it?
I know. But well, think
Listen,
about
we
this,
have
think about
a
this,
we have a
like,
very
so when-
distinct relationship here.
when you play this game, when you play regular viticulture and you're trying to by yourself get to 20, it's hey, it's not a struggle. It's a struggle, but you're trying. It's all about you, right? But if we're doing it cooperatively, we're sitting here talking like, hey, I really need to be able to do this. Anyone help me out with that? Sure, I got this or I got that. So there's things that other people can do to help you get points, help you get things cheaper. So
And you're
Alright,
not
I'm in.
competing with people for spaces. So hey, you're gonna go to that space this round. Okay, you need to go. So let me go do something else.
yeah, it's
So-
like, don't take that one
No,
spot.
you're still limiting. Like if I go there, you can't go there, right? That's
Until
still
the
a thing.
space is upgraded.
When you upgrade the space, any number of people can go there. So like the ovals become that.
It really is deciding which ones do we upgrade.
Yep.
That's got to be a big
Yeah.
part of it.
So in competitive viticulture, yes, it may take 8 years or so, but that's accounting for how many times you got blocked out of a space. You could have ended it sooner, probably.
I can always count on BJ. No, he says, "You guys want to lose at Viti World at Dice Towers East? I can make that happen."
Yeah. What we'll do is let's commit to at least you and I and anybody else, Wayne, who can obviously bring it over and add it. We're going to get at least the initial. There's an introductory.
Intro scenario.
Scenario.
We could do it next Thursday.
Next week?
We'll get that on
next Thursday.
Pre-show?
We'll either record it or we'll do a pre-show and do it live. So we'll get that out there on the
Don't
on the
roast
channel.
this. I've heard that one is very easy. So don't go and beat
Okay.
it and be like, "Ha, we can do it.
Oh,
You can't."
no, we're good.
No, that's
BJ's
fine.
keeping us in check.
There's
He
a
tells us we
reason
can
why I
lose quick.
suggested doing the intro one and
Yeah.
not like the South American, which was like the third episode.
But I'm just letting BJ know, so we'll do that before Dice Tower, which is a week and a half away.
That'll
we
give
were
us
just
the
talking
primer.
about. Yeah, we'll do that and get that done. And then when we're at Dice Tower, BJ, you can run us through a full scenario.
All right, Wayne, I can't let you leave my house without opening these Rolling Realms
Oh, you want to take a
expansions.
look at those and see
There we
what's in there?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to call in to the call-in show,
Yeah,
but
so let's do our own thing.
Do you want to do
All that money I put into making it,
Rolling Realms or Terra Mystica?
all that money and equipment
We'll do
I
that. We'll
did
give
to be
him
able to
something
do
else. Give
phone
you-
calls,
We'll give you
We'll
Libertalia.
each open one.
and
Yeah,
nobody
Libertalia.
calls in.
Guilt
he's-
him into it, Carlos.
He's a Libertalia lover over there.
You see what I'm trying to do there?
Yep.
All right, go ahead. One at a time. We can't
Go-
do them all at once. But Carlos, Libertalia?
Oh,
ahead.
Libertalia.
I feel like you guys are
Oh,
opening
I gave you-
Pokemon cards from Walmart.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you're
we
trying to
are.
see if you have any.
I need the gold one.
good
I need
ones
the
in
gold
there.
one. I need the gold edition, gold foil.
Oh, we got a call coming in. my
Oh,
man.
caller.
Beans and Dice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hello and good evening, gentlemen. This is Nick Oben.
It's
from
Oben.
West Tropical Florida.
What makes it a good evening for you?
Axe throwing and board games.
Good answer.
There you go.
As long as you get to keep all your limbs.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's a good sound. No, I walked out of the axe throwing thing just to listen in for a little bit. Saw you guys unboxing the really exciting wine games that the theme that I love, so much.
Viti World.
And then yep. And then left that comment and then went in. But we just finished up, so I figured I would call. I did hear Carlos was very sad and saying no one would call in. So I was like, all right.
Aw.
It
It
worked.
worked.
I
Guilt tripped them.
Whining
Guilt
for
trip.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people weren't calling in because you were doing an unboxing. I
Sure.
actually was going to call in earlier when I made that comment, but I was like, I don't want to interrupt their unboxing, So
Yeah, sure.
there you go.
I don't know. Did the banner at the
Nope.
bottom that says "Call in now" with the phone number?
Yeah.
Like, carry on,
That's
Nick.
good.
So you got your game of the day. What's
yeah.
been going on with that?
So we did we did Arnak, Lost Ruins of Arnak. By no means a new game, but it was actually sitting in shrink on my shelf. I had only played it actually ever once before, and it was played someone else's copy. The game that I love to poke fun at Rob. It's better than Dune Imperium. I actually had only
Wrong answer.
I only ever actually played it. Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. I've played Dune like 3 times and only ever actually played Arnak once. But yeah, picked it up a while ago and finally unboxed it. Taught the boys. Played it yesterday. Had a blast. Remembered why it is the better game. It just the turns are just fun. Like you get so much. And I was thinking about this. Not that many action selection games, which this ultimately is. It's deck builder, action selection, and worker placement. But you only have 2 workers, and a big part of the game is not worker placement. It's deck building, and then using your resources that you can churn out of your deck to do the research track. Which there is a race compellment. Compellment. There is a race
New word.
All right, Shakespeare.
There is a
Compellment.
there is a bit of a I want to get there first element or component to the research track in that.
That's where that came from.
A
Okay. gotcha.
compellment.
Yes, compellent element and component. In that the first person to advance far enough gets a small bonus, But in general, it's kind of hey, if you've got the resources to advance, then you just do it. But one thing I love about it, and it came up yesterday in everyone's turn, is you get to daisy chain the free action. So it's action selection, but you get one main action on your turn, but you can spend like 4 or 5 free actions churning through your system until you take your one action, which just gives you the resources to do another free action. I'm going to activate my assistant now, or I'm going to, do this free thing or this token, or I'm going to trade in my idol for a one-time bonus. And yeah, it costs me points, but it's a neat decision to make. It's just, the turns are just more fun. They just are.
Yes. Preach on, because you are speaking my
Preach, man.
language.
Okay, if you
Dune
want to have a
does not
fun
have that.
experience, go Arnak. If you want to be stressed but satisfied with victory, go
Oh
Dune.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a great way to put it, Mitch.
Arnak is fun. I mean, I haven't played it physically. I played it only on BGG. It's fun, or BGA. Excuse me.
BJ, yeah.
I like it. It's fun. I will definitely play it. But but Dune is a different game.
Dune is so tight.
It is so tight.
So
it is
tight.
so conflict heavy. When someone takes, there's a little bit of blocking in Arnak, but not really. Because you go, there's a million other spots to go to.
Yeah.
And also the
Right.
theme. I'm a huge Dune fan, so I will take Dune. But I really like an Arnak. I really like playing it on BGG. I'm hoping to play it physically soon with y'all at one of the game days or something.
But it's no Dune.
No, if you say I have to choose Dune versus Arnak, I'll play Dune,
Yeah.
right? But you say Mitchell had it right. If I'm looking for a fun Indiana Jones theme,
Light game. I consider it lighter.
it's a little lighter. It's not. There's less stress into decisions.
Yeah.
Would be the lighter part of it. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
Dune railroads you. The limited hands and the limited options that your hand gives you for what to play almost tells me this is what I'm doing this turn. Like I really don't have decisions.
No.
These are the cards I'm
With
playing.
all the blocking, you gotta
I don't
adjust
know
and
about that.
pivot and make decisions so often.
You gotta what? Pivot.
Pivot. Yeah, I just love the tightness. I know that's what you don't like, but I like the tightness. If somebody screws you and takes the spot you want, it's like, I had to have that to do what I needed to do this turn. Now I got to make something out of this. So that's for me.
They're both great
Yeah.
games.
There's that tension. Yeah.
They're both really great games.
Yeah, I agree that they're both great games, and I think actually Dune is probably the better balanced, ultimately more gamier game. I mean, if he's Arnak's not so light that I'd consider it family weight, but it probably is
close.
lighter for sure than
I
Dune.
think
But I will
BJ
say-
says it
I will
best.
say
BJ says it best. Arnak is just like Dune, except with fun added in for free.
Yeah, sure.
Good. I mean, but I'll say Rob and I actually align a lot in our games. I mean, it's become a running gag now where if he goes before me in a turn, I'll just make the joke that he did what I was going to do.
Sure.
But I will say the experience you just described, Rob, where someone takes your spot and now you got to go arg and figure out what to do. That is the antithesis of what I want.
That's my feeling. I love that.
And
It's so much more fun if they don't take my spot and I get to do my turn. And do what I want him to do.
I love
you
that
know?
pivot, that rethink.
based on our recent game, Nick, of Rococo, and then our the 2 times in the last day you've sniped me at the last turn on BGA games, I have a feeling that the 3 of us playing a game together would be all like, that
Chaos.
was my turn, that was my turn. And then the 4th player gets to do what they're actually
They're
want
going to
to
do something completely different and win the game. Yeah, because we're locking each other up the whole time. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, no, it's good. And actually, that's a good segue out. I know it's 10:06 now. I'm taking you past your time, but I just want to say the BGA games that we've been playing recently have been just an absolute amazing fun. Amount of fun, just raw fun.
Yep.
I mean, I did not realize how much I would love this little like asynchronous, every now and then I get to play a board game during the middle of the day for 30 seconds, just take my turn and then kind of head down, go back to doing what I was doing. It has really been a replacement for random BS on my phone,
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook or whatever.
Instead of doom scrolling on Facebook, you get to play a board game.
I think that's they got a T-shirt out there. Replacement for random BS on my phone.
Yeah,
Well,
that should be.
And so, Nick, in the last week, we've played Dice Forge, and I think you haven't played Forge before.
I was going to hit on this. Yeah, this topic.
What Dice Forge, Dice Hospital, and then we're at Tokaido and Arnak and something else.
I was going to say, Nick, you just mentioned, I think earlier today, how you are enjoying learning new games on BGA because it kind of forces you into that's what I've been doing. I've been jumping into games I don't know. I watch a quick video, a quick how to play, and I just jump in and do it. And I got to say, I think, I just was thinking about it here in the last few minutes as we've been talking. I think I'm a lot less intimidated. When I'm face-to-face playing a game, even if it's my first play, I still feel very competitive. I have a competitive spirit. I still want to win. I still want to do as well as I can. On BGA, the first games I'm playing, it's kind of like, it's just a digital version. Nobody's gonna laugh at me or point at me or be like, we beat you.
We just played Small Islands for the first time. I'm still not quite sure.
Yeah, I don't completely grasp that one yet.
The game, but it was fun. I'll play it again, and do it 2-3 times. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel a lot less intimidated playing it on there. Yep.
I agree, and actually, I think the asynchronous nature of it means that if I need to spend a few extra minutes looking at the board and look something up, I can because yes, on the one hand, it's my turn, people are waiting on me, but it's the whole agreement is it's asynchronous, and if I take an hour to take my turn or 5 minutes to take my turn, it's all good. So, and then I'd say the implementation of these games on BGA is so far I found to be very good, and the hover overs teach you the game. Anything you didn't really know, you just be like, wait, what does this card do? You hover over it, tells you what the card does.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, it's really good.
Or like the amount of times that you completely reset your final turn in Dice Hospital to min-max that final turn
that
for
happens.
the victory.
That happens, yeah. And you mentioned it about...
I was watching it live, and he'd be turn,
reset.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick, but we have one of the co-designers of Viticulture World in the comments.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Awesome.
Mahir Shah, just FYI.
Oh, very cool. Yes.
Thank you for pointing that out, Mitchell.
You want to read the comment there, Carlos?
Hang on, I'm kind of...
Are you in shock a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can read if you...
Go ahead.
It says, the seasonal workers can indeed be used in the competitive games. You can find the rules for it in the Stonemaier Games website. Okay, I mentioned BGG before, but maybe it was the Stonemaier Games website where I had heard about that. So Awesome. Yeah, that's very cool that we've got one of the designers on. So yeah, that's another one of those moments.
Hey, we're gonna play it next week before the show.
Yeah,
hopefully. And
that's our plan right now. We're gonna get it played either way, but our plan right now is to do it before the call-in show. So probably sometime around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard next Thursday. Our plan is to get this out, play it before our show. We usually do a live stream of a game. We're gonna try to get in the intro game of this.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the intro game would probably play faster.
I would hope we could do it in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, easily.
Okay, good. So we'll get that played, and then as BJ from Board Game Gumbo mentioned, we're going to get in some full plays of at least 1 or 2 of the continents at the Dice Tower East Convention coming up in just a little under 2 weeks. So we'll report back after that on how our experience went.
Wow,
that's awesome.
Carlos is still in awe over here, so we got to talk for him. He's still a little stunned.
No, but we
yeah.
appreciate you pointing that out, and that's definitely something to look forward to. And
Mitch, say hi.
Yeah.
Hey, Mahir. Like I said, I played games with him at Dice Tower Retreat, and I had no idea he was in the middle of working on a Stonemaier game. So I talked to him one time on one of Jamie's streams. But yeah, he's a cool guy. Down to earth.
Well, hopefully you check out our game next week, and then maybe you can call in and tell us where we went wrong.
Chime in and let us know if we screw anything up. Yeah. I'm sure we'll probably mess something up.
No pressure, guys.
The designer.
Now the pressure's really on you, Carlos.
It kind of
20 points.
Like I thought we were just hanging out with friends, and
hey, it's board game community is all friends.
I was over here just playing some BGA while we were talking about BGA, and then Mahir shows up, and I'm like,
that's awesome.
There you go.
I guess I have to act like I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Hi, Mahir. Thank you so much for the comment. Really appreciate it. Call in one day. That'd be
awesome. Yeah,
that'd be pretty dang cool.
Just take a few questions from us and from the callers. That'd be neat.
Let's not
I'm
forget
sorry
Nick's on the line
to mess up your call there, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm just noticing that it's Wayne's turn in our game. Takaido.
Oh, okay.
Wayne. No,
I can't believe you took that spot, man. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's fine. Awesome. No, I'll let you guys go. Actually, I got to run. I'm home now, but great catching up. I'll see you guys on BGA or in person. There is a game day this Saturday at your turn. Worth noting, right?
Yeah.
Should be fun for anyone that can make it out.
I'm going to have to miss it, unfortunately. I was planning to come, and then yesterday I found out some different plans, so I'm going to be out of town over in Orlando tomorrow.
There's no surprise like a husband surprise hearing the plans for the second time from wife.
Oh yeah. She probably told me a week ago, and I just ignored it. So
and I will unfortunately be in Austin, Texas, full of barbecue and whiskey. So
that's not so bad.
Yeah, be good. So,
but if not, we're certainly going to see you in a couple weeks at Dice Tower.
Yeah. Oh, we're looking forward to that. Yeah,
Can't wait.
Both of that. Joyce is doing the couple of volunteer shifts, but otherwise he's going to be around and playing.
How do I get my wife to volunteer for my ticket?
Yeah, pay for your ticket.
No, it's for her ticket though. Yeah, I mean, last time she basically audited Dice Tower East. She hung out and kind of did walk the floor a little bit, but this time full on pass.
All in.
So it should be a lot of fun. Yep. No kids, just the two of us there. Should be fun.
Nice.
I'll be there with the whole fan family.
Yeah, that's how you roll, baby. I love it. All right.
Thanks for calling, Nick. Have a good night.
Thanks, Nick.
I'll catch you again soon. Yep.
Hey,
bye-bye.
That was Nick Oben from Wesley Chapel, Florida. I'm
still stunned about Mahir.
Yeah.
like, how do like
Mahir,
it
he
happens,
just
it
responded
happens.
again. Tell him to call. Mahir, call in, man.
Carlos clicked off
He said he's trying
the
to
comments.
he's trying to type, and YouTube won't let him type enough information.
Well, it's easier to call in.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put the number back on. You're welcome to.
If he has an opportunity, we're no pressure.
Yeah,
no pressure. Yeah.
Can I guilt him like I did Nick?
No, we don't want to turn anybody out the other
Can't
way.
call
We don't
right
wanna turn
now.
anybody
Hopefully
out.
next time. Yeah.
All right.
No,
We
that's cool.
appreciate
Yeah,
you.
we appreciate you tuning in.
Hopefully you'll be at Dice Tower.
Schedule it prior. There we go.
Yeah. We do this every week, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern.
9 to roughly 10 o'clock, 10:15, 10:20. however long
Usually
we go.
after 10 o'clock, we take that last call and kind of go into the later hour and then catch up on what we've been up to. But, man, thank you so much for popping in the chat. It just makes me feel warm and fuzzy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and hey, you're listening. I'm excited to play this. My wife is excited to play it. We didn't get it done tonight. Next Thursday, I want to play this.
We bought this copy. This wasn't like a freebie.
Yeah,
this
no.
Like,
I was like, Nick, I need this copy. I need it. So yeah, I'm
we
excited.
got it.
Yeah,
and
cool.
So we're super excited for Dice Tower East. Any topics, gentlemen, before we sign off for the evening? Any topics or updates for the folks at home?
No, I can't think of anything other than we've talked about BGA a bunch. If you're not on our Discord group, join the Discord group. It's on our Facebook, on your Facebook page. Excuse me.
It's our.
Yeah.
It's the community.
Yeah.
And barring the ridicule I'm going to get, there is a free version of BGA.
No,
Go
join
ahead,
for free.
chime in.
Join
Yeah,
for free because
I'm a
there are
freeloader.
plenty of
I'm a
us that
freebie.
make tons of free games for everybody.
Dirty trash panda
There
Rob.
we go. Yep, I'm the free guy. All my friends have premier accounts, and so I leech off of them because if you're a freebie guy, you can't start premium games or whatever.
Yeah.
But as long as you know somebody who invites you to a premium game, you can get in with a free account. So go sign up for free.
We got some time yet to jump in the Castles of Burgundy tournament.
Yep. Board Game Arena, just again to put it out there,
Yeah.
BGA, Board Game Arena.
And for those of you who are in the group, like there's several of us. I create a ton of the games. If there's a game you want to play and you're not a premium member, just shout it out at me or any of the other people who create the games, and we'll create it and jump in. I'll play anything. So
games almost every day. So yeah, we
usually
get stuff going.
when I get down below 20, I'll start 6 or 7 new ones.
You'll play anything? I think there's checkers on there. I will start.
I'll
checkers.
play checkers.
Let's play some
Let's do it.
checkers. I'll play checkers on there.
Okay,
Sign me up.
I need to get some Memoir 44 in.
Oh, I want to try that. Yeah,
That's the next thing. Robert and I used to play a lot of that on
Yeah.
Days of Wonder's website back when they had it.
Yeah, I'm down.
That'll be the next one.
Yeah, I'll play any game once on there. I don't care. I'll give it a shot because there's achievements for playing different games.
Yeah.
Any announcements for the folks in Louisiana that are watching? Any
Mitchell?
upcoming events, game days? What you got going on in Louisiana?
Not a ton. I mean, our friendly local gaming store has gaming every Wednesday. It's Anubis in Lafayette. I haven't been able to make it a ton lately, but no, not much going on.
Anubis. Didn't we play?
Yeah, you played with Darnell. He was the owner.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to
right.
Ankh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Look, Mahir
Cool.
just said he will be at Dice Tower.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
We will. We'll make a point to find Mahir at Dice Tower then.
We'll get at least some audio with him chatting for a little bit.
He needs to come watch when BJ teaches us or plays with us
Maybe
Viticulture World.
Maybe Mahir
Yeah.
will play with us.
Watch
That
him.
would be awesome.
Watch
Yeah.
us lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
More salt in that open wound that I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm driving over for a night or something.
Well, 2 weeks from now, we're going to be at Dice Tower.
Yep.
Yep.
It's also our second Saturday game day, so I got to make some announcements. Second Saturday game day is at Armada Games every second Saturday of an odd month.
Every other month.
Every odd month.
Odd month. Got it nailed down. All right.
So July, second Saturday is at Armada. Every even month
Tampa.
is at Your Turn.
In Wesley Chapel.
So this month, July, will be at Armada Games. It's set, it's scheduled, but we won't be there.
Right.
So we still need some folks from the Beans and Dice
Some people to
community to
host.
represent. So
Yeah,
I need
help
like
host.
a Kenneth or a William or even a Diego. I don't know. Is Diego going to Dice Tower?
He might be.
Someone who's not going to Dice Tower to like
Is Brian-
represent
Brian
us.
Zeno going? Zeno's going to be at Dice Tower, isn't he? I think.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
We'll have to
maybe.
post
All right,
it,
maybe
dude.
Brian
I have a
Zeno.
proposition.
Uh-huh.
Can we make this on a 3 rotation, and every third month you guys have it here in Louisiana?
Oh, there's a thought. As long as you're flying us out, we will do that.
How far are you from New Orleans?
Diego will
hours.
be at Dice Tower, he says. Diego
Okay,
just
so Diego's
chimed in
at
the chat.
Dice Tower.
Yes.
So we'll have to count on someone else. We'll find somebody to run it for us to represent Beans and Dice.
And I'm
'Cause
telling you, we got to get Beans and Dice T-shirts for Dice Tower. We're gonna have like 20 people from Beans
we got
and
like
Dice. at
2
Dice Tower.
weeks. Like, how can we?
Get on it.
And there's a store down the road.
We're just gonna iron them up. There is right between you and me. There's a
Yeah.
place between you and me.
Mascot
We're gonna do
Universe.
something.
They could do
Or
something,
at least need
sure.
to take some swag. You got any extra stickers?
I got
or
stickers,
dice or
I got some
whatever? Okay,
dice.
I'm gonna hand out some stuff.
I'm gonna laser cut like a bunch of coasters and
All right.
stuff.
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
make a QR code. That
Oh,
has
speaking of,
Discord,
guys,
Facebook,
I
everything.
gotta show this
Mitchell?
off.
What you got, Mitchell? Oh, you got
there
them.
you go,
Carlos
yeah.
sent them out to
Carla.
you, huh? For these are from
Terraforming Mars tags.
One of my favorite
So you
games.
got to make
Custom
Mitchell some red-
ordered by my wife.
I gotta blow that up. There it is. It's blown up.
full screen.
There's the animal tag. It's hard to center this.
These space
Yeah,
tags.
Left is right. Right
There's
is
the
left.
Jovian
You're a
tag.
Theater guy. You should know this stuff.
Stage left.
Stage left.
Space tag. Yeah. So my wife specifically requested 8 tags from Terraforming Mars, and Carlos cut them.
Sent
It
you
was-
7. Oh yeah, he can't count so good.
What did I say?
She specifically requested 8, but you got 7.
I had to manually recreate every one of those tags
Yeah.
like into a size that I can use.
That's some love right there, man.
So really, I just looked at what was on the card and just kind of made shapes and stuff to.
I'm surprised you didn't go Red Rising, man.
Well, this is for the wife, man. The wife.
yeah,
wanted
she
it.
requested.
There you go, okay.
Yeah.
Just trying to get
I'm
brownie
halfway
points.
through the second book
Slice
of Red
those trash
Rising,
games.
by the
Yeah.
way.
How you liking it, Wayne? It changes
liking
so
it.
much between 1
The
and 2,
second
right?
book is totally different. It's like
Isn't
a
it?
completely different book.
It's a whole
man.
different world.
Whole different world. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
So I think that's it for us. Our announcements.
No,
right?
that's good. Yeah.
That's all good. Yeah.
I'll be at Dice Tower. I am sharing a flea market table with one of the other attendees. Thank you so much for being kind and sharing a table with me. But I will be having the Beans and Dice laser cut signs that we've been making. I'm gonna have some laser cut coasters. So if you're looking for any of that swag that Mitchell was showing off, some of that cool stuff, just go to the flea market. I'll be there, just selling sets of them.
Nice.
Just trying to make some money to cover that Fandamly trip.
Yeah.
'cause
Only needed $500 or $600 or $700. Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
I got a Ruby, guys, Mr. Ron Frazier.
I heard.
Yeah, nice.
I think Robert and I are going to be looking for a
we
room
need to talk
for
about
Wednesday
we
night.
know one night crash. We may have to
come
sleep
on.
on your floor. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we'll
Okay.
share the beds.
All right, Wednesday night. What time are you getting? When are you getting here, Mitchell?
Tuesday. Me and Ron are both
Tuesday.
getting in Tuesday.
Tuesday
I
afternoon.
like how he volunteers Ron.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, you two can get in my bed, and Ron can.
Ooh, I'll bring a sleeping
Hey,
bag.
now we are after dark.
I'm getting a sleeping bag.
We can make a reverse Oreo.
Oh.
Who sleeps in the tub?
Anyway, on that note,
Before we lose
Anybody
our
still
ability to
watching
stream.
regrets it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's all good.
We'll get cut off.
All right, Ron's laughing.
There you go. Oreo? Oh, Oreo
I
comment.
think we've hit our point. We're done. We will do this again next Thursday, every Thursday night. Yes, every Thursday night. Man, it's
We've missed one in over a year and a half now, right? One Thursday. I think.
Thanksgiving. That was
Thanksgiving,
it.
that
I
was
showed up from after my kid's graduation. I skipped that to be here.
Yeah,
Rob, you
sure
couldn't.
did. Yeah.
All right, folks. I'm Carlos,
I'm Rob.
I'm Wayne.
I'm Mitchell.
and we are the Beans and Dice podcast. We are a podcast about
How
we
we
game. Thanks for watching. We will catch you all next week.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
There's the good night.
It
Thanks,
is
everybody.
a good night. It's a late night. I don't know what you mean. I need the outro.
Yeah, you need to kill those.
Bum ba da ba da bum.
There it is.
Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to
I got
like
you.
and subscribe.